Hey everybody, it's Joseph from My Gamers Reviews here, and we are with My Gamers Reviews' first podcast. So today, what I want to talk about is the Xbox 720 and the PlayStation 4. Now, a lot of people want to have these debates on which is better, PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. But for what I want to see coming up in the future 720 is I want to see it come in with a Blu-ray player. It needs a Blu-ray player, it needs the more enhanced graphics, because the PlayStation 3 by far is the system that exceeds it. It exceeds it with its whole inside software that it already has. The graphics are way better. In my opinion, it runs a lot faster. The only thing that the Xbox has over the PlayStation 3 is the memory, but that can be easily surpassed because there are 400 gigabyte PS3s to 500 gigabyte PS3s. PlayStation 3 has an online, their internet is what I mean. They have an internet browser, which the Xbox is going to be getting soon, but it needs to be a lot better than an Internet Explorer, in my opinion. I think that it should be like the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 3 one has a little bit of glitches in it, but they could fix that a lot easier. For the 720, I think they should keep the controller the same. The controller is not a bad controller. I prefer my PlayStation 3 controller over my Xbox controller just because it's a lot smaller. I feel as if I can do a lot more different commands when I'm playing fighting games and a little bit more strategic games. But when I'm playing games like Skyrim, I prefer my Xbox controller over that. Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout, etc. All the role-playing games, I'll prefer the Xbox controller just because everything's not all bunched up together where I'm going to hit the wrong buttons all the time. So they have their ups and downs with their controllers. So the Xbox 720, it's going to have to get that whole system scratching your game when it gets pushed a little bit. Not even pushed, like a little kick or a nudge. It destroys the game, which makes you have to buy a new game. It's happened to me twice. They were supposed to correct this problem with the Xbox 360 Slim, which they never did. All they did was just add Wi-Fi, which was, you know, I mean, I can get an adapter for my original Xbox. I mean, you were supposed to fix the problem of the scratching of the discs, which you never did. So, for the 720, fix that problem, because if that problem keeps on happening, I'm not going to be buying any more Microsoft video game products. So I'll just go with the PlayStation 3 and I'll have to suffer with that small controller when it comes to my role-playing games. The online, now this really doesn't have to do with the 720. It really has to do with the company. So Microsoft's online, you have to pay $24 for 3 months and $60 for 12 months. Alright, so what you get is you get to go on to the marketplace, you know, buy some games, DLCs, etc. And, excuse me, you get to have the group chat for Xbox Live, you get to have your party, you get to do the voice messaging and stuff like that. Alright, for PlayStation 3, if I'm gonna have to buy a membership for $17.99, because that's how much the 3-month is, and then the year is $60, and without tax. So if I'm going to be doing that, I want to get more for my $60. I mean, okay, you have the party chat. Not bad. We technically have a party chat for PlayStation 3. But yes, we do need a party chat for PlayStation 3. So they should add that in for what our money's getting us. But when you have the PlayStation Plus, which a lot of people don't have because they don't feel the need of getting it, because they see the online's free and all that other stuff, so they don't think that they should have to pay. But when you do pay for the extra stuff, you get downloadable content, you get the indie games, you get discounts on a ton of games, you get games trailers that come out, you get demos that come out before everybody else, you get, like I said, the discounts, you can get free games, good free games, you can get, I think you can get Infamous 2 for free now. You can get Infamous 2 for free. There's a few other games that you can get for free on there. There's huge discounts, not little crappy ones. The little crappy ones come with the PSP games, but when you're getting like the PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, they're pretty good discounts, like $5 off, which isn't bad at all. So you can go and buy another game. Excuse me. And they're going to be adding even more things to PlayStation Plus members. So I think that Microsoft, Microsoft should work on something like that. They should give us more for our buck, because we're paying plus tax. A 3-month is 24 plus tax, plus the $59.99. I pay for a year for both of my systems, so I'm on PlayStation Plus and I'm on the Xbox Gold membership. And yeah, just, I'd like to get the same stuff that I'm getting that I get for PlayStation 3. Granted, the Xbox does get DLCs early. Microsoft does buy the DLCs early. You see that, you've seen that with Call of Duty, and you have seen that with Skyrim. So you do get the DLCs a lot earlier. For certain games, the really popular ones, you get them a lot earlier. Now I want to talk about the online. The online as a whole. A lot of people say that their Xbox online is faster than their PlayStation 3 online, and vice versa. Now I did the test, and I've used both of my wireless connections. I've used both of them hooked up together from the modem, and I've used them at both houses. And my PlayStation 3 runs a lot faster than my Xbox. Now, what I want to say is this: note that when I got my PlayStation 3 first, my Xbox was running way faster than my PlayStation 3. And this is with the PlayStation 3 off, so they're not both using the same internet at the same time. Alright? So they're all using it at different times. They get their turn. Now, my PlayStation 3 runs a lot faster than my Xbox, but not by that much. Now, when I test my friend's Xboxes, my friend had to wait like the whole day to download a DLC for, I don't know what game it was, I forget the game, but I downloaded the same DLC as him, and I ended up getting mine in like 3 seconds. He had to wait hours. So it does matter on your internet connection, what internet you have, what internet provider you have, and all that other stuff that comes with it. Because I have some friends that say their Xboxes were faster than their PlayStation 3s and all that other stuff. So, but the online for the PlayStation 3, now that we've been blocked out from a lot of things, they really put the chastity belt on it. Since the hacking and all that stuff with the credit card fraud and etc., all that big thing which just took out the PSN, the PlayStation Network, for a long time, which dropped sales because I didn't even buy SOCOM, because that was during the month SOCOM came out, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to play the game with others, so what's the point of buying it? I'm not going to buy it for the story. So anyways, on to that. They really need to give us a little bit more freedom. I mean, they hate hackers, which everybody hates hackers when they're in the companies, but we've had some pretty good hacks that came in for our remote play for the PlayStation Vita. Now, if you don't want us to hack, then please let out the software so we can remote play all of our games, because hackers made it so they can remote play every single game for the PlayStation 3. So why don't you just make it like that? I don't understand why you can't give us the software so we can play our games on our remote play. It makes our remote play useless, basically, because now we can play PlayStation 1 games on our PS Vita, so I'm not going to be playing a PlayStation 1 game on my PlayStation 3 from remote play. So they really need to fix that. That's what I think they need to fix. They need to give us some more software, and when they come out with the PlayStation 4, I think that they should give us the PlayStation 2 games that we can be able to play, because I have a ton of PlayStation 2 games that are great that I should be able to play on there, and I don't see that it's fair to the consumer, and it's just like a big slap in the face from some really great PlayStation 2 games that have came out. Back to the Xbox, it gives you the crossplay between Xbox and your Xbox 360 games. You get your Xbox games, original Xbox games, but they should let you be able to use Live for your Xbox games. I don't understand why we can't use Live while playing an Xbox game. I can use my online for PlayStation 3 while playing a PlayStation 1 game or my PlayStation 2 games. It doesn't boot me off of online. It should be the same for the Xbox. Now, I want to talk more about the video games for both. I'm sorry, not the video games. I mean the extra software, or the extra accessories. There we go. The accessories for both of them. The Xbox, in my opinion, I've tried out both my Kinect and my Move, that I have, and I see that my Move is more responsive than my Kinect. My Move does a lot more than my Kinect, and there's more games that I enjoy for the Move than the Kinect. A lot of people are saying, well, you got Mass Effect, you got Future Soldier, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, you've got Skyrim, but that's just talking and stuff. The only one that you can really use for the Kinect is the Ghost Recon Future Soldier, whatever it is, Future Soldier, and that's not even that responsive. And then you have the Dragon Ball Z game, which is extremely stupid, but yeah, they need to make a more responsive accessory, something that's worth the buy. Sure, I can yell Xbox on. Wow. I mean, I just saved myself 2 seconds from pushing the button. That's not going to do it for me. I'm sorry. It's not responsive. They need to make something that's more responsive than that. I like the idea that they had scanning the body and letting it do all that crap. It's pretty cool. But it's just not as responsive. There's not as many games, so it's not as fun. With my PlayStation Move, I have the shooter and everything. I feel as if I'm using the zapper from the Wii and the NES and the Power Glove and everything. It's like, well, the Power Glove wasn't that responsive, but there's a ton of things that it has that it took from older Nintendo accessories, software, and all that stuff, and made it better. Okay? So we made it a lot better. It's a lot more fun. There's games that I can play. I can play Killzone on it. I can play SOCOM on it. And then they're coming out with the new Wonder Book, where I can read books on it. more for little kids, but it's still cool, you know. And now I sound like a PlayStation fanboy when I'm really not. I like all systems equally. I like all companies equally. You've seen in my PlayStation Vita versus 3DS reviews. I like all of them equally. I'm just giving them, you know, their pros and their cons on which one's better and, you know, which one's not as good and what they should do to improve it. Now, the Xbox is pretty old, but I think the PlayStation 3 is like only 2 years younger, a year or 2 years younger than it. And with the technology that we have today, there really wouldn't be a need for the PlayStation 4. Now, that's my conclusion for PlayStation. I don't think we need a PlayStation 4. I think the PlayStation 3 is great where it is. The accessories that are out for it are great. And they're doing a pretty good job with the games that are coming out for it. I think they need to focus on the PS Vita right now. PS Vita is getting some great games already. Just in Japan, they're getting way better games that we can't get over here, so I think they should import more games. The best part is that it's region free, so it's not region blocked like the 3DS is. So that's a plus. So I think they're doing a really good job, and they need to focus more on the other things that they have. So they shouldn't push the PS Vita to the side. I think we need a lot more stuff done for the PS Vita. It has a ton of power. It has so much potential. They need to really go for it. Okay? Now for the Xbox, Microsoft, I think the 720 was needed. Was it needed this year? I think it was needed last year, to be honest. I don't think we needed this Kinect to come out right now. I don't think we needed the Kinect. Cool concept, but it's shitty. I don't think we needed it. I think they should have spent more time on the 720. There have been pictures released on the prototype of the 720, running at about 10 grand. And I think they need to just focus more on the 720. I don't think we need any more accessories. If anything, I think that we should be getting the 720 in the next 2 years, or next year. Next year, that's really pushing it, but next 2 years, we should be getting that 720. It should have been out a while ago. The Xbox is very outdated in my opinion. It doesn't have Blu-ray. There's a ton of things that aren't that great with it, but back then it was awesome. I mean, I kind of just wasted a ton of money buying the Gears of War 3 one, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'll just get the 720 anyways. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on what they should really do and what they shouldn't do. And I'll be having my video game podcast of what video games that should be imported to America and why things aren't going as well as we want them to. So I hope you enjoyed our first podcast. This is Joseph from My Games Reviews saying see you guys later. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will check in with you guys, I don't know, probably next week, you know, a few days from now. So don't worry. Peace.